we're live, and we're live at the opening ceremony, so I'm just gonna flip you around so you can hear Amber.
So I'm going to kick off with our mission because that's what really drives me in my service to Urban Sketchers. So the mission of Urban Sketchers is to raise the artistic, storytelling, and educational value of on-location drawing, promoting its practice, and connecting people around the world who draw on location where they live and where they travel. So keep that in mind. It's not meant to be serious or heavy, but that's what we're doing. We're sharing our world with every sketch we do. And we're connecting a whole lot of people here. We've got 570 sketchers here in Chicago. 570 sketchers from 34 countries. Wow. So, just for fun, I want to do a quick little exercise. It's not meant to be a competition, but I want you all to see who are the veteran sketchers here so that you can ask them for stories about prior year's symposiums and pump them up for tips and tricks and ask them plenty of urban sketching questions. So everybody stand up, please, because you're all here this year. You're all participating in at least one Urban Sketchers Symposium. Great, we've got everyone standing. Thank you. All right, so if this is your first symposium, please sit down now. Wow. Welcome, first-time symposium participants. Thank you for being here. So if this is your second symposium, go ahead and sit down now. They don't have to be sequential. All right, our numbers are dwindling. So these people have attended at least 2 Urban Sketchers Symposiums. If this is your third symposium, please sit down now. Great. If this is your fourth symposium, that means you've attended half of the Urban Sketchers Symposiums. If you've attended 4 symposiums, please sit down now. Good. All right, if it's your 5th symposium, give a big wave, because that's awesome. Yeah. Woo. All right, if it's your 5th symposium, please sit down now. Who's left out there? Who's left? It's your 6th symposium. Thank you very much for being here. Go ahead and have a seat. We must be getting to a pretty small number of people who've attended 7 symposiums. Give me a whoop if you've attended 7 symposiums. Whoop! Look at those guys. Yeah! Please sit down now. You've attended 7 symposiums. So that means if you're still standing, unless you don't have a chair, I see all you over there. Can you raise your hands if you've attended all 8 symposiums? Yes. Liz Field, Jason Doss. Fabulous. And Orlin Dominguez has also attended all 8 symposiums. Yeah. Great. So now you know, all of you people who sat down on the first round, lots of friendly people here for you to ask questions about Urban Sketchers too. So those are our sketching veterans, and now I'd like to thank some of the, we're going to be here all night if I'm going to sketch all of y'all. I'd like to thank the planning veterans who have been working so very hard this year to make this symposium possible. I'm not going to be able to thank all of them by name because it is truly an impressive team that has put together this symposium. So a few leadership names, but I would like to ask everyone to stand after I'm done reading these names. So please stand as I read your name so that you can be appropriately thanked by your peers. Fernanda Vastacampos. Thank you. Alvin Wong. Wilfried. Here he is. Maria. Alex. Barbara. Joel. MJ. Andrew. Peggy. Mario. And everybody else who has been involved in planning in the lead up to this symposium today. Come on, Chicago team, please stand up back there. I see all you volunteers. Thank you very much for all you have done to make this possible. I hope you're feeling very proud tonight. You should be. I also have a few sponsors I'd like to thank with particular respect to our opening ceremony here this evening. We had some fabulous sweets during registration from Summer House Santa Monica and coffee from Metropolis Coffee. The Foy School of Irish Dancers, who were fabulous. If there anyone still around, let's give them a round of applause. Those kids were amazing. I'd like to thank Roosevelt University, who is hosting us here. I'd like to thank the American Academy of Art and Don Yang for all he's done to help host us over there. Don, are you here? Thank you, Don. The Chicago Park District has also been very helpful in organizing logistics for our final sketch walk. So if you know anybody there or you want to tweet out at them, I'm sure they would appreciate it. Thanks. And I'd also like to thank our drink and draw sponsors who are giving us a 10% discount if you show off your badge. The Exchequer Pub and its sister restaurant 222. So thank you very much to all of those people who are helping make this event possible. So you may have already started seeing people with little cameras like Mr. Rob Sketcherman over here. Those folks are live streaming out to the entire world of urban sketchers. So all those people who can't be here tonight, so when you see that camera, wave and say hello, because there's 125,000 sketchers out there who can see this on YouTube. So before I introduce our keynote speaker, I just want to encourage you all to make some new friends, build community. This is turning into kind of an annual family reunion for me, and I hope it does the same for you as you continue to come back year after year to each symposium. And let's get out there and fill some sketchbooks. So, without further ado, I would like to warmly introduce the founder of Urban Sketchers, Mr. Gabby Campanario.
Sit down, sit down. We all want to go to the drink and draw as soon as possible, so let's get this started. Hello, fellow urban sketchers. As you all know, this year we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of this awesome creative community we know as Urban Sketchers. To mark the occasion, Mario Linares, who serves in the Urban Sketchers board as the education director, had a brilliant idea. He said, let's have the founder give a speech. And the founder couldn't possibly say no, so here I am. You're gonna have to listen to me for a while before we go to that Exchequer bar to celebrate this anniversary the proper way, which would be drinking and drawing. I also want to say thanks first to the symposium team for all the work that has gone into making these 3 days we're going to spend here together an unforgettable experience. So please let's give them another round of applause. So Mario's request that I give this speech got me reminiscing. How does this work again? Okay. Got me reminiscing of the time when I got Urban Sketchers started. What was I thinking? When I try to remember that time of my life 10 years ago, a sketch comes to mind. It makes sense, right? Sketches have the power to transport us back in time. That's one of the many reasons we love to sketch. We draw what we're seeing today so we can have sharper memories of those experiences tomorrow. The sketch I'm talking about brings back memories of what I was doing the day when this crazy Urban Sketchers journey began. Let me tell you about that day, November 4, 2007. I was sitting with my MacBook laptop on a folding chair in my garage. My kids, who were 2 and 4 at the time, were playing outside. In theory, I was supposed to keep an eye on them. In reality, I was distracted checking my Flickr photo stream, where I had started uploading my sketches of Seattle a few months earlier. In a short period of time, I had accumulated several hundred contacts on Flickr, that image sharing website where photographers and visual artists were storing their images and connecting with each other. It was so exciting to add new contacts on Flickr. Remember, this was before Facebook took over all of our lives. Back then, we relied on blogs and a handful of online forums to connect with other people who share our own interests. Through Flickr, I had connected with Paul Histon, a guy who makes superb crosshatch drawings of the streets of Bozeman, Montana, a place I had never heard of. I had also come across the sketches of Simo Capecchi, an Italian architect and illustrator who painted the Naples skyline from her own kitchen. What a view. Another early Flickr contact was Jason Das, a fellow who drew parks, streetcapes, and cafes of Brooklyn with colorful lines. I'm really happy the 3 of them happened to be here today. You guys could stand up. So that day in my garage, as I was telling you, as I was browsing through all the sketching goodness in the Flickr site, something happened. I stumbled upon a button that said, Create Group. You can guess what I did next. I pressed on that button. After a few more prompts to name the group and invite contacts to join, a little corner of the internet dedicated to showcase urban sketches was born. What was I thinking? When I told this story to my friend Sean in Seattle the other day, he teased me. That's why you are the founder of Urban Sketchers. You're the guy who found the button. Sean is also here today. Sean, where are you? That's true, I'm the guy who found the button. And then I couldn't let go of the button. In the group's homepage, I wrote a brief description. Oops. This is a group for all sketchers out there who love to draw the cities they live in or visit from the window of their homes, from a cafe, at a park, standing by a street corner, always on location, not from photos or memory. A few days later, I added some guidelines. Guideline number 1. You did the drawing on location, not from photos or memory. Adding color or a few details later is fine. On-site doesn't necessarily mean outdoors. You can draw from a coffee shop, pub, or grocery store. I don't know what I was thinking about, the grocery store. Or any other city building. Just make sure the subject is urban. Computer-generated images are not acceptable. By that I mean all those sketch renderings that architects do. I wanted things to be freehand drawings. Guideline number 2, the subject of the drawing has to be primarily urban. The word urban comes from the Latin urbs, which means city. So drawings here must have city elements, streets, buildings, houses, traffic, city parks, shops, stores, churches, you get the idea. Guideline number 3. Drawings of people are okay as long as they are in an urban setting. Walking on a street, at a coffee shop, on the bus, subway, or other way of public transportation. I did this because, as you know, we artists also love to go to figure drawing lessons, and that is observational drawing, because you're drawing from life. But those are not urban sketches, right? They are beautiful, and we should all practice figure drawing, but I think that's why I wrote that guideline. Guideline number 4, you should stay in what city you did the drawing. Even better, place the drawing on the map. Flickr has this feature where you can geotag your sketches and put them on the map. That's what I meant by that. That would be helpful for other sketchers who may want to draw from the same location when they are in your city. I also wrote a post on my blog to describe the purpose of the group. This was the screen grab from my blog where I said, I enjoy drawing the streets and the people of Seattle. And I enjoy seeing other artists' sketches of their own cities just as much. So I started a Flickr group as a one-stop place for all urban scenes that we enjoy documenting in our sketchbooks, urban sketches. Thanks to everyone who has already joined, and especially to everyone who's already shared images. If you haven't, go there now. It's a great way to armchair travel around the world through the wonderful art of other sketches. Then I started a welcome thread. These all happened over a few days. Then I started a welcome thread introducing myself and inviting others to do the same. If you go to the Flickr site now, you can still find this thread. It's on the homepage. It says welcome and introductions. And it has the same words I wrote back then in 2007. I told people about myself. I live in Seattle, but I am originally from Spain. I said my first memory of sketching out and about is from 1986, when I was a teenager. And I said, if only Flickr had been around then, I wouldn't have lost so much time when I could have been drawing more often. But it's never too late, and in the recent years, I have gradually become more confident, and now I join the city any chance I have. Then people started introducing themselves in that thread. And if you are interested in becoming a Flickr user and join the group, go and introduce yourself, because the thread is still live out there. So 11 months later, the little Flickr group I had started on a whim when I should have been looking after my kids had grown to 353 members. And collectively, we had added 1,527 sketches to the image pool. I know this because this is this website where you can find screen grabs of the old websites, and that's where the numbers were there. I wasn't keeping track. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened with that Flickr group if I had let it run on its own. It's not as if the members needed me for anything. You could just go there, share your work, and that was it. But again, I couldn't let go of that button. In fact, I decided this idea of sharing urban sketches online was so cool that it needed even a more visible outlet. What was I thinking? So here's what happened next. I envisioned a well-designed website where a selection of artists whose work I admire would show the world in sketches. Luckily, I found just the perfect button for that on Blogger.com, the same free publishing platform I was already using for my personal blog. On Blogger, our sketches and written commentary would be more prominently displayed than on Flickr and appear in chronological order as they were being published. With the rock stars of the urban sketching world I had met online taking me up on the idea of a group blog, something inside me told me they would. So I started contacting them in early October of 2008. So this was 11 months after I had started that Flickr group. And I told them that the blog, I told them this even before anybody signed up for it. I said the blog would launch 3 weeks from now on November 1st. You see, they had to make up their mind fast if they wanted to join. To get their buy-in, I asked each sketcher to submit a brief introduction, a picture of themselves, and a sketch. Only after I reviewed the material, I published a Meet the Correspondent post for every sketcher, leading up to the launch date of November 1st. These are some screen grabs of those Meet the Correspondents introductions. Samantha, who lived in San Francisco at the time, was the first one who sent me her introduction, so I posted it right away. Again, without knowing if anybody else would send their introductions, but I figured if they see one, they'll think this is legit. Pedro Cabral, who's also here. Pedro, can you wave? Pedro was also fast, sending me his introduction from Lisbon. Simo in Italy also sent me hers. Where's Simo? There's Simo. So I'm very excited that she's here today. What else did I do? Oh, a few days before the launch, I also drafted a press release. The headline read, "Urban Sketchers blog captures city life around the world." It was picked up by this PR wire service, which was kind of cool. They even sub-headline the press release saying, "Network of artist correspondents to open their sketchbooks online." Whoa. The announcement also included these insightful quotes about urban sketching lifted from some of the correspondents' introductions. "It's like taking photographs but drawing instead of using a camera," said Nuno Branco, one of the blog correspondents in Madrid. Drawing a city, this is my favorite quote, drawing a city isn't just capturing it on paper. It's really about getting to know it, to feel it, to make it your own, said Nina Johansson from Stockholm. Where is Nina? So as I was saying, I wanted this site to be well designed. A key element of the presentation was the banner running across the top. I wanted that flag to tell and to show what the site was about right away. A combination of a sketch, a photo of the sketcher, the sign name, Urban Sketchers, and a slogan did the trick. For the slogan, I wanted to say something like, "See the world in sketches," but that was kind of plain. Then my brilliant wife, Michelle, who is an exceptional writer and editor, came up with the perfect wording. She said, "Why don't you put 'See the world one drawing at a time'?" She's just coming from the airport right now, so I hope you get to meet her later. So I thought that slogan was great, and I put it in a circle, because this circle to me represents the world, and the circle represents inclusivity. Everybody is inside. So there's even a meaning for that circle. Now you know it. The buzz about the launch of this new blog traveled fast enough to catch the attention of the sketchers I didn't even know. I heard from veteran reportage illustrator Veronica Lawlor in New York City, just a day or two before the blog was about to launch. Is Veronica here? Wait. Then an architect from Singapore named Tia Boon Singh emailed me at the end of her work day in Singapore. And she wrote something like this. I wish I had kept the email. I expect to hear back from you when I wake up in the morning. So both Veronica and Tia's drawings won me immediately, so they became correspondents. When the launch date arrived, I didn't know what to expect. With the 30 or so correspondents I had recruited to start posting, they sure did. Oh, these are more of those banners with other sketchers, so you can see them. They sure did. La Pen, an artist in Barcelona, had the honor of inaugurating the blog with a sketch of Casa Batlló, the building from Gaudí from Barcelona, which happens to be my hometown. Where's La Pen? Then came the second sketch from Xenia Vasiliev in Moscow, Russia. It showed the red square drawn in beautiful sepia tones. By the end of the day, of the first day of the blog, correspondents from Barcelona, Moscow, Seattle, Madrid, New York, Florence, Bangkok, Lisbon, Paris, Sao Paulo, Stockholm, Aarhus, Denmark, Jerusalem, and San Francisco had published 25 posts. In his post, Xenia Vasiliev had written, "My congrats with opening the blog, everyone. I feel this is the start of something big." He was right. The success of the blog was accelerating. While the Flickr group had mostly flown under the radar, the blog gave urban sketches a lot of visibility. It quickly got mentions in newspapers, magazines, and TV stations across the world. These are some of the news clippings I kept at the time. One of them shows Asmi Stasa from Bangkok, who's also here today. Asmi. There she is. So at this point, letting go of that button became harder and harder for me. Not only I didn't let go, I kept pressing on. How am I going to stop this, right?
So you want me to just be ready?
I started a Google group where correspondents could communicate with each other. I started a blog roll on the website Sidebar with links to Sketches blogs and Flickr photo streams. Whoever sent me a link to their urban sketches, I listed them on the sidebar. I thought the sidebar would be long enough to fit everybody at one point. Of course, we ran out of space. I also started to set up city blogs so sketchers could showcase their own towns and regions and connect at the local level. Our own blog in Seattle was one of those first city blogs. Then I even wrote a manifesto to more broadly define my view of what urban sketching is about. You see, those Flickr guidelines, they were starting to become too literal. I can't do urban sketches because it's too cold. I can't go outside. I live in a small town in the countryside. Is my sketch urban? You know how much we've all discussed these things. So I thought if I write a manifesto that is very broad, that doesn't say exactly what you have to do, maybe it will be better. So that's how the manifesto came together. And I know you have it memorized by now, but I'm going to read it to you. Number 1 point in the manifesto, we draw location, indoors or out, capturing what we see from direct observation. Our drawings tell the story of our surroundings, the places we live, and where we travel. Our drawings are a record of time and place. We're truthful to the scenes we witness. This was a point where I got edited, because when I posted this on the Urban Sketches website, I added a second clause to the sentence that said, we don't exaggerate or caricaturize. And then Sketchers took me to task and said, hey, wait a minute. I sometimes exaggerate, I said it, I'm coming forward. And they were right, if I guess in my quest of being truthful to what we're seeing, I was going too far. And that's why in this slide I have a sketch by Benedetta Grossi, who has an amazing ability of distorting buildings, yet making a scene look believable and just as truthful. Number 5, we use any kind of media and cherish our individual styles. If there is one thing I love about urban sketches, is that everybody can have their own tools. I mean, we even draw with twigs, right, KK? Number 6, we support each other and draw together. We share our drawings online, and we show the world one drawing at a time as the overarching mission. So that was the manifesto I came up with. So by the end of 2009, a year into the blog, it became clear to me that Urban Sketches was more than a Flickr photo stream, more than a blog. It was a scattered community of people from all walks of life who see the world in a special way and record in a special way by making sketches of everything we see. These were my people, and I felt very excited to have found them. But I also worried about the future of this community. What's going to happen next? What if someone steals the Urban Sketches name and uses it for profit? What if I screw things up? All those things were going through my mind towards the end of 2009. When I reached out to the blog correspondents and proposed taking a new step in our journey, establishing Urban Sketchers as a non-profit organization dedicated to raising the artistic, storytelling, and educational value of all location sketching. The movement that had formed around Urban Sketchers online groups I had started could have continued to grow on its own. But I like to think that the step we took to establish the Urban Sketchers nonprofit steered us in the right direction. Look at what we've accomplished together since then, all based on 100% volunteer effort. We have organized 8 international symposiums in cities spanning 4 continents. We have created teaching and learning opportunities for thousands of sketchers who have attended Urban Sketches events all over the world. Oh, and let's not forget, we've continued to show the world one drawing at a time, publishing 13,708 posts on the blog today, and sharing more than 255,000 sketches in that Flickr group I created on a whim that November day in Seattle. The organization has come a long way from the early days, thanks to the dedication of many people who have served in the Urban Sketches board. Besides me, 3 more people have presided over the Urban Sketches board so far. Jason Duss, from Brooklyn. Elizabeth Ali from Memphis. And now Amber Strossen from Minneapolis. Many others, some of them are here today, are currently serving in the board of directors or have in the past. I hope I'm not leaving anyone out. Mario Linares from Lisbon. Peggy Wan from Cochin, Joel Winstead from Washington, D.C., Brenda Murray from Toronto, Richard Alomar from New York, and Joel Berman, one of our hosts from here, Chicago. Then people who have served in the past, again, some of them who have here, let me also name them. Shiho Nakata from Los Angeles. If you are here, please raise Shiho, I know you're here. Orly Dominguez from Santo Domingo. Kathy Johnson from Kansas City. Matthew Brim, Moscow, Idaho. Haven't seen Matthew yet, but James Richards, Fort Worth, Texas. Recently moved to Florida. Luis Reed from Malaga. Jose Loro, Lisbon. Zay is here, I know that.
Yeah,
Veronica Lawlor, New York. Isabel Fiadeiro, Mauritania. Nina Johansson, Stockholm. James Hobbs, London. Omar Jaramillo, Berlin. Omar is here. Simo Capecchi, Naples. Joel Winstead, I think I didn't mention Joel before. Where's Joel? Did I mention it? Joel Winstead, Washington, D.C. Jesse Chapman. Kumi Matsukawa, Tokyo. And Kumi is here too. Swarovski, Barcelona. Latin, Barcelona. Tia Bunsin, Singapore. Paul Wan, Singapore. Steve Reddy, Seattle. Cherie Blaukoff, Montreal. Marcel Holmes, Montreal. Suma CN, Bay Area. And Tim Marot, Paris, France. And again, I hope I don't forget anybody. But as you see, it has taken the work of a lot of people to get us to where we are. I'm so proud of the work everyone has done to make Urban Sketches what it is today. And I can't wait, and I can't even begin to imagine what we can accomplish if we continue working to fulfill our mission in the future. So here's to the next 10 years of showing the world one drawing at a time. Happy birthday to us. Thank you.
Surprise for all of you and for Gabby. So, while Alvin is pulling this up, I'm stalling, giving you some jazz hands. Here we go, enjoy.
Ha ha ha, happy anniversary, ha ha ha.
Hold on.
Hi, Urban Sketchers. I hope you've enjoyed it. We can't show you the video right now, but if you tune into YouTube later, you'll see it. So, from the symposium, from Goodman Center, we have to say bye for now. Bye for now. We'll see you soon. Stay tuned.